In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college football games happening on September 21st, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college football games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Florida versus Mississippi State. The Florida Gators are set to head to Starkville this Saturday for a highly anticipated Southeastern Conference matchup against the Mississippi State Bulldogs. The Gators have had a tough start to the season, holding a 1-2 record overall and an 0-1 record in conference play. Similarly, the Bulldogs also come into this game with a 1-2 record, but this will be their first conference test of the 2024 season. Both teams are looking to bounce back from their early struggles, making this a critical game for both sides. Despite a frustrating home loss to Toledo in their last outing, the Bulldogs will be eager to turn things around in this contest against Florida. The Gators, however, are in disarray on the offensive side of the ball as they continue to rotate quarterbacks from drive to drive, a strategy that rarely yields success and often leads to confusion. Defensively, Florida isn't faring much better, currently ranked 121st in total defense. They've been especially vulnerable against the pass, which doesn't bode well for them since Mississippi State excels in the passing game, boasting the 24th ranked passing offense nationally. In their previous game, Florida's quarterbacks combined for 3 interceptions, and with the Bulldogs' defense ranked 41st against the pass, it could be a challenging day for the Gators. The Florida Gators have been thoroughly outmatched in their first 2 games against Football Bowl subdivision competition, and now they face the added challenge of playing on the road. Florida's head coaching situation is highly questionable, and their defense has struggled with basic fundamentals. On top of that, their quarterback rotation strategy, where it seems like they alternate quarterbacks every possession, has been nothing short of a disaster. In addition, the Gators are a dismal 3-15 against the spread in their last 18 games as the favorite. Given these issues, it's surprising that Florida is still favored in this matchup. While Mississippi State certainly has its own set of problems, they have the home field advantage and are getting points as underdogs. Given Florida's current state of disarray, there's no way I'm backing them as the favorite. I expect a close game, so the Mississippi State Bulldogs to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Florida's defense has been lackluster for several seasons now, and that trend looks set to continue, giving Mississippi State plenty of opportunities to move the ball offensively. The same can be said for Florida's offense, which should also be able to exploit a porous Mississippi State defense. If you're a fan of high-scoring games, this one has all the makings of an offensive shootout. Neither defense has been particularly effective, which is why 4 of the last 6 meetings between these 2 schools have hit the over. The sportsbooks are well aware of the defensive struggles, as they've set a high total of 58 points for this game. However, that total still feels too low considering Mississippi State's Football Bowl subdivision opponents are averaging 36 points per game against them, while Florida is allowing an average of 37 points per game to their Football Bowl subdivision foes. Expect plenty of points to be scored on Saturday, as both teams have struggled mightily on the defensive side of the ball this season. Both Florida and Mississippi State rank outside the top 100 in total defense, and neither squad has shown much ability to pressure the quarterback, which should lead to plenty of explosive plays in the passing game. Mississippi State has allowed 31 or more points in each of their last 2 games, and the Gators have surrendered 30 or more points in both of their losses. This sets the stage for a high-scoring, back-and-forth affair on Saturday that is likely to surpass the projected total. Given Florida's current struggles and Mississippi State's defensive woes, there's every reason to believe this will be a shootout. Florida has plenty of motivation to put points on the board, while the Bulldogs will be eager to keep pace. With both teams more than capable of lighting up the scoreboard, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Louisiana Monroe versus Texas. The Louisiana Monroe Warhawks are gearing up for a major challenge as they prepare to face the top-ranked Texas Longhorns on Saturday night. This matchup, set to take place at the historic DKR Texas Memorial Stadium, is a significant opportunity for the Warhawks to prove themselves against one of the best teams in the country. Coming off a dominant 32-6 victory over UAB, where they entered as 11-point underdogs, the Warhawks are riding high. Meanwhile, Texas comes into the game after a resounding 56-7 win over UTSA, easily covering a 35.5-point spread. The Longhorns have faced Louisiana Monroe twice before, with a 2-0 record, last meeting them in 2022. The Texas Longhorns have shown they're capable of overwhelming opponents, and as a team with national championship aspirations, they might have their sights set beyond this particular game. A key question remains: how motivated will Texas be to dominate, and how long will their starters remain on the field? On the other hand, Louisiana Monroe is likely to bring more intensity and motivation, as underdog teams often do when facing powerhouse programs. Historically, the Warhawks have covered the spread in 4 of their last 5 games against top 15 ranked teams, suggesting they can compete better than expected. Notably, Texas hasn't been this heavily favored since their September 2020 matchup against UTEP. While the Longhorns are expected to play well, the point spread seems overly generous. Predicting that Louisiana Monroe will cover the spread shouldn't be interpreted as doubt in Texas' ability to perform at a high level. The Longhorns are more than capable of dominating this game. However, if the Warhawks can manage to score a couple of touchdowns, it will make reaching such a large spread difficult for Texas. In their previous blowout victory over UTSA, Texas covered a 49-point margin. But Monroe presents a different challenge. The Warhawks are coming off a week of rest, which might give them an edge in maintaining competitiveness throughout the game. Given these factors, the Louisiana Monroe Warhawks to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Texas has played over the total in 5 of their last 6 games, boasting an explosive offense that consistently puts up points. In 2 of their last 3 home games, they have scored over 50 points. With the 6th-ranked passing offense in the nation, Texas is poised to exploit a Monroe defense that will struggle to keep up. It wouldn't be surprising to see Texas post another 50-plus point game. Meanwhile, the Warhawks have also shown offensive capability, scoring at least 30 points in their 2 previous games. They've had success running the ball and will likely be able to gain yards against a Texas defense that is allowing over 100 rushing yards per game. When these 2 teams have met previously, they've combined for more than 60 points, suggesting a high-scoring affair is likely. The Longhorns should have no trouble moving the ball, especially with Arch Manning proving his ability to create plays both through the air and on the ground. Texas' offensive prowess has earned them recognition as one of the best in the nation, and they'll likely continue that trend here. On the other side, the Monroe Warhawks should manage to put up points on a few possessions, which will only add to the total score. Both teams have demonstrated strong offensive play to start the season, and special teams could also play a key role in driving up the score. Given the offensive firepower on both sides, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Kansas State versus Brigham Young University. The upcoming clash in the Beehive State features 2 Big 12 foes who have both had solid starts to their seasons. The number 13 Kansas State Wildcats will hit the road to face the Brigham Young University Cougars on Saturday night. Kansas State is coming off an impressive 31-7 home victory over number 20 Arizona, easily covering the spread as a 7-point favorite in their previous game. Meanwhile, Brigham Young University claimed a 34-14 road win over Wyoming, also covering the line as a 9.5-point favorite. Historically, the all-time series between these 2 teams is tied at 4 wins each, with the Cougars winning the last 2 matchups. Their most recent meeting was a 19-15 Brigham Young University victory in the 1997 Cotton Bowl, played in Dallas, Texas. According to DraftKings, Kansas State currently has the 2nd-best odds to win the Big 12 Conference, sitting at plus 350 behind only Utah. This lofty expectation for the Wildcats comes during a season in which the competition has become even stiffer thanks to the addition of new teams to the conference. They still have a ranked matchup against Oklahoma State on the horizon, along with intense rivalry games against Colorado, Kansas, and Iowa State. The Wildcats must be wary of this road game as a potential trap, especially with a tough opponent awaiting them next week. For Brigham Young University, this is a prime opportunity to make a statement at home in a late-night game against a ranked opponent. Both Kansas State and Brigham Young University have started the season strong, but neither has faced a conference foe yet, and each has only played one Power 5 opponent. Defensively, both teams have been impressive in the early going. Kansas State is allowing just 13 points and 316.3 yards per game, while Brigham Young University has been even stingier, surrendering only 14 points and 236.3 yards per game. Though their early season opponents might make these numbers a bit skewed, the stats are still notable. Offensively, both teams are similarly productive, averaging around 33 points and 426 yards per game. One could argue that Kansas State has the more significant win, having beaten number 20 Arizona, while Brigham Young University's most notable victory came against SMU. Beyond that, the main difference between these teams is their preseason expectations. Kansas State entered the season as a favorite to win the Big 12 and as college football playoff ambitions, whereas Brigham Young University had one of the lowest win total projections in the conference at 4.5. So far, Brigham Young University has exceeded those expectations, but this game will be a real test of how good they are. On the other hand, despite their 3-0 start, some might say Kansas State has underperformed, particularly against the spread, where they are just 2-4 in their last 6 games. The Wildcats are likely to be favored due to their ranking and talent, but the Brigham Young University Cougars shouldn't be overlooked. Brigham Young University is a physical defensive team. They have playmakers on offense, and Lavelle Edwards Stadium is a tough environment for any opponent. Brigham Young University has also been reliable against the spread, covering in each of their last 5 games and 3 straight times as an underdog of 7 or more points. This season, they even pulled off an upset win against SMU as a 12.5-point underdog. While Kansas State made a strong statement in their last game, it's unlikely they will dominate to the same extent here. Brigham Young University's defense has been solid through their first 3 games, and they should be able to contain Kansas State's quarterback, Avery Johnson, which could be the key to keeping this game close. Brigham Young University is 5-0 against the spread in their last 5 games, and with this being a home game played at night, they have a significant advantage. Kansas State may be focused on their big matchup next week, which could lead to them overlooking Brigham Young University. While Kansas State should still win this game, it's unlikely that Brigham Young University will go down without a fight. In fact, Brigham Young University could very well win this game outright, but taking the points is the safer option. Therefore, the Brigham Young University Cougars to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. When it comes to the total, Kansas State has stayed under in 2 of their 3 games this season. The Wildcats went under the total in home wins over Ed Martin in Arizona. However, they went over in their lone road game, a victory over Tulane. Brigham Young University, on the other hand, has gone over in 2 of their 3 games, including their only home contest, where they combined with Southern Illinois for 54 points, surpassing the projected total of 49.5. Given the offensive capabilities of both teams, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.